You can have the license. Price is $250,000. But I want your answer and the money by noon tomorrow.
Senator, you can have my answer now if you like. My offer is this. Nothing. Not even the fee for the gaming license, which I would appreciate if you would put up personally.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Let's go. Lots of movies at the theaters, lots of news, and Alan is here. I thought he was here.
Alan!
Hey, man.
Hey.
What's going on?
Love The Godfather 2.
Yes. I love that. You were great. You were really great in that.
So yeah,
I really enjoyed your acting.
Yeah, you and Pacino are like soulmates there.
Yeah.
Hey.
So a lot going on. Okay, yes. A lot going on, but you got something.
I'm just saying
you have been keeping a secret from me. What is this secret?
It's like before the show is like, how do you want me to set this up? Just say, what did you do?
Yeah.
But no, my wife and I, we have local theater. We went to go see Weapons, and they're having a BOGO deal on popcorn buckets. And so we decided just to get popcorn buckets. So let me show you what I got here. Look at that.
Oh my God.
The fantastic car.
The fantastic car. How much did you pay?
Okay. I got it for $7.50. And I got a large popcorn with it. Yeah. So
first of all, worth it.
Like I said, it's a BOGO deal. So we got two. This is my fantastic car. And this is my wife's Beaver.
Oh, your wife's Beaver?
Yeah. It's all plastic. It got that crunchy sound going to it. And if you tap it on the head, it cheers in delight.
So you got both of those for $7.50 and a popcorn?
No, for $15 with
$15 and a popcorn. Buy one, get one free. BOGO. Okay.
That's over at the Regal where I saw Weapons, and last night I saw Demon Slayer. But yeah.
Well, we have a lot of movies.
It is a good deal.
We have a lot of movies to review today. It is a packed show. We have news. We have The Long Walk, Downton Abbey, the grand finale, Spinal Tap II, The Baltimorons, Demon Slayer, a lot, and news. And we have an interview with the Baltimorons writer, actor Michael Strassner at the end of the show. It's a packed show. But before we start, I want to say a little something about Charlie Kirk. We talked about him, I haven't slept the last couple days very well. Doom scrolling, can't sleep, thinking about what's been lost, thinking about his family. And this morning they did apprehend the alleged assassin, which it was a young student. Quite a surprise. His father turned him in. You can see stories on it. We're not going to bring it up. I just want to comment. I think look, I really hope this kid is forgotten, but the lesson should not be that anyone can be radicalized. He looked like a pretty normal kid, but a lot's going to come out. The facts aren't there. So I'm going to put comment aside there. Well, what I hope is that the legacy of what Charlie Kirk, his legacy is preserved. He was someone willing to talk to people who disagreed with him at a time when things are so divided. He said, let's talk. We can respectfully disagree. And you're going to see a lot of people try to pervert that legacy by saying things that are not true, by lying. If you watch, and I have watched hours and hours, I love his debates. I think he has good commentary. Now, do I have to agree with everything? Am I co-signing everything he represents? Of course not. No one can. I don't agree with everything Alan says, clearly, if you've been watching the show. But I'll say his legacy is important. And I was watching another podcast this morning. It came up that you realize that MLK, Martin Luther King, his legacy, I believe, is cemented as a peaceful, positive figure for America. Again, he was taken away from us too young. He was 39, MLK, and there exists about 100 hours of MLK giving speeches, talking, interviews. Charlie Kirk, there is more than 4,600 hours of him speaking. That should represent him. He can speak for himself. Don't let others tell you what he represented. See for yourself. There's over 4,000, nearly 5,000 hours of Charlie Kirk and only 100 hours of MLK preserved. And he has, I think, a very positive legacy, although modern views on race, I think, have perverted some of that a bit, but make of that what you will. I will say this meme came up. I'll end with this, and I want to hear what you want to say, have to say, Alan. This is from a Twitter account on X's at Swipe Right. And he updated this graphic. I'm going to zoom in a little here. It's in 2008. We have me, and it's center left in 2008. Then you got 2012, and me moves more towards the center as fellow liberal moves more to the left. That's in 2012. 2021, me goes from the center, maybe more slightly to the right, as the woke progressive on the left says bigot, and the conservative on the right says lol. And then in the graphic in 2025, you have me moving farther from the center to the right, the conservatives saying WTF, the woke progressive saying bigot, holding a weapon. I think that I think you're going to see a lot of people shift more towards center right, because as someone who considers himself a normal sexual, I'm normal. I'm just a normal dude. You know, I like some of the ideas on the left. I like some of the ideas on the right, but whoa, I tend to vote or side with the side that is less crazy, less insane. So I think this graphic is playing out in real time. And shout out to at Swipe Right. Alan, do you have any comments on recent what's happened?
Yeah. When I was 17, became a Republican. Wish I could have voted for Reagan. Wasn't old enough. And then in the 80s, went to college. It was like your typical liberal college. It was Cal State LA, and we would just talk about politics. We'd have conversations. We'd present our sides. And in presenting both our sides, we found common ground. That's the way it should have been. In the 90s, I got into the workforce and definitely had Democrat friends. And we had conversations. We just presented our sides. 2000, became a professional improviser. And let's just say, I was probably, of the 20 of us, probably one of 3 conservatives and the only one who was actually willing to talk about it. But we had conversations. We would joke about it. We would, just kind of go over both sides. And then realizing in 2008, around then, you realized the tone and the tenor had changed, where you just, it became the punch a Nazi. It became, you're evil. And this is 4 years before Trump, or 8 years before Trump. Sorry.
And 2008 was Obama.
Yeah, it was Obama, but
He got
for
elected.
some reason, the ability we lost the ability to debate. The insane things that that I projected would happen because of liberalism started happening, and we just 2016 was the first time where it was like during the show, you cannot mention Trump and you cannot even come close to it because people get butthurt because they do it. You can't laugh about these things. You can't talk about these things. And this is the direction we've gone. I miss the days of just being able to hang out with friends who I disagreed with. We argue, we debate, we bust each other's balls, and we walk away as friends. And look, today it's like if you can't come to an agreement, they call you a racist. Then it became they called you a Nazi, then a fascist, and now we've come to this. And we need to change back to the other side. And I'll tell you what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for liberals, Democrats, to just stand up and say, open debate we need to return to open debate and start having open debate. If I see Democrats and liberals do that, then I think, you could be saved. The party could be saved. But until that time, there's no hope. And I like to believe that the mainstream media, that represents a very small section of the American population. And I'm right in the sense that no one's watching the mainstream media. So
yeah,
inferior.
For sure. Well, we've been lied to too much. I mean, it was really the mainstream media that pushed me away because I have friends on both ends of the spectrum, friends on both ends. And one of the things that really, when I began to notice it, is when I worked at G4 TV. It was around 2007, 2008. One of the producers there was a Christian conservative. And I remember people looking down on this person, a very prominent producer at G4, by the way, who did some of the best bits, was on camera, and I consider a friend. And he wrote some of the funniest stuff. You'd never think it came from someone with his background, but he was very funny, did bits on the show. My favorite producer to work with early on. I worked with him from 2005, 2008. Then he kept getting bumped up. He kept getting promoted, deservedly so. But people always talked poorly about this person behind their back. I couldn't understand why. And they said, oh, he's a Christian. He's a conservative. And I was like, but why is that an issue? I did not understand why his different views on a guy, he got married during the show, had 4 daughters, was a great dad, and I'm not going to say who he is, but just a great person. And I didn't get it. And now we're here. Now it's almost like open and okay to, as some people say, other people, and speak so poorly like they're irredeemable and evil, which justifies actions against people like that. And that's where we are. And I'd say the mainstream media is complicit. They created the environment. Colleges and universities, people in academia, in concert with mainstream media, made it okay to dislike people in a very extreme way who think differently. And I just noticed it in like 2008. Like, why do you not like this? I work with this guy every week. He's great. We laugh. We, talk about Batman a lot. We talked about Nolan's Batman, A Dark Knight, and it's just like we just had this ongoing conversation for years. And I work with him very closely on my DVD Tuesday segment. He was a movie fan too. He, I didn't really think it's like, oh, cool. He's married, over the course of working with him at G4, ended up having 4 daughters. That's impressive. It may have more by now, for all I know. Anyways, That's when I began to notice. But now we're at a real, we are at a turning point. Not to, we're at a turning point where this has to end. That the mirror has to be put up to the mainstream media, and maybe people spreading this. So, that's my final thought. We do have a lot to do on the show. If you have something to add, Alan, but let's go to comments actually.
All right,
let's do that. Let's start with this.
All right, from the Napsky, man, I still haven't got much sleep. Living on coffee now to get me up and going.
Yeah,
we were talking about that earlier.
The last 2 days have not slept.
All right, press M to start for 2. Just a reminder, y'all are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Slim Jim, member for 21 months. Hail, glad to be here. Distraction much needed. Yeah, we'll talk about movies.
Yeah, we'll talk about movies. Want to get this out of the way because a lot of people are discussing it. We're giving our thoughts, and there we are.
Okay, D Goodhart, member for 17 months. As always, thanks for a great show, guys. Yeah.
Great.
And Andrew Cram gifted 20 Film Threat memberships.
Thank you. That's awesome. It's also Hans Zimmer's birthday today, and Sydney Sweeney. Happy birthday to Sydney Sweeney and Hans Zimmer.
Birthday. The Napsky for 2. Je suis Charlie.
If you know what that means, the French publication.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Napsky.
Looks like Jesus to me, but Daniel S. Spew hate, get hate. Charlie reaped what he sowed. Yeah.
Did he spew hate? Did you watch?
Did he spew hate?
Did he?
Or did someone tell you it was hate?
Yeah, a lot of people will tell you that's what it is. A lot of people say things not true. So I'm not sure where you heard that, but you are ill-informed, and you are exactly the reason why we are here. See for yourself. Don't let the media tell you what to think and how to think. Think for yourself, Daniel S. So go out, watch hours and hours of Charlie debate, then come back to me and give me a $20 super chat.
Yeah, but my point was going to be just because you disagree on someone doesn't mean you hate the person.
Right.
You can have disagreements. You could still get along. Curtis Steve of Montana, member for 13 months. Please don't support the Stephen King movie, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, rest in heaven. God
well, wait until you hear my review. I don't think you're going to have any issue. Wait till you hear my review.
But you saw that Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Are we in the same territory with that one? I've heard things. The Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I know you saw it the other day.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
In a couple weeks.
Day Tripper, member for 8 months. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Everyone that demonizes others should take responsibility for their own words and think. You should.
Well, that statement, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. You didn't think of that. That's something you heard online. Other people say. You're merely repeating it like a parrot or a monkey, a trained monkey. You're repeating a thing. Again, if you watch him debate, he will end with respectfully disagree. We need more of that. And maybe rather than parrot other things you've heard other people say or other people constantly repeat as a mantra, think for yourself. Try it. Yeah. Lord Thought says,
listen to people who disagree with you and consider what they have to say, and maybe it'll shape your opinion.
You can disagree. Mm-hmm. You can disagree. And
if people disagree with you, that doesn't mean they're evil.
Yes. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch at shop.filmthreat.com. Be safe, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, Lord Thoth, for that. I appreciate it. Go to show. Okay, you misunderstood me. I meant the media and celebrities. Okay, day trippers. Thanks for the.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't think he was saying what you think he was saying.
Okay, thank you. Yes, media and celebrities. My apologies. Then get lost in the shuffle. Okay, we have a lot to get to, so let's get to it. Alan, we're gonna do a lot of reviews, but I have some news that you'll find interesting. OpenAI backs an AI-made animated feature film. What?
Of course they do.
Okay, so already we talked about layoffs at Disney. A lot of layoffs. We've talked about that there's going to be animators will be put out of work. This is from the Wall Street Journal. It's a film called Critters. It will debut at the Cannes Film Festival and will leverage startups' AI tools and resources. Alan, please read this story from the Wall Street Journal.
By the way, I think it was AI that suggested that Critters should be spelled with a Z. Okay.
Sure.
OpenAI is taking a bold step into filmmaking with Critters, a feature-length animated movie designed to prove that generative AI can make movies faster and cheaper than Hollywood's traditional methods. The project, led by OpenAI creative specialist Chad Nelson, began as a short film concept 3 years ago using early versions of OpenAI's DALL-E tool. Now Nelson has teamed up with the London-based Vertigo Films and Los Angeles studios Native Foreign to transform the idea into a full-length feature, aiming for a Cannes Film Festival premiere in May. The film is about a group of forest creatures whose lives are upended by a stranger. Is being produced on a budget just under $30 million, far less than the animated feature. According to Vertigo co-founder James Richardson, the team plans to complete production in just 9 months using the usual 3 years, blending AI tools with ChatGPT 5 with traditional animations and voice actors. OpenAI can say what its tools do all day long, but it's not much impactful if someone does. It's much more impactful if someone does it. Despite its ambitions, Critters arrives amid tension in Hollywood over AI. Writers and actors unions have pushed for protections against AI replacing human jobs, while major studios have sued AI companies over alleged copyright violations. To address this, the Critters team is hiring human artists and actors so the film can qualify for copyright protection and profit-sharing agreements for its 30-person crew. AI and its partners hope the experiment will accelerate AI adoption in Hollywood by lowering production costs, jobs, and broadening access to filmmaker tools. Still, challenges remain. The film lacks a distribution deal, and Richardson admits, "I have never been in a position in my life where we are starting a movie and I have no idea what's about to happen. It's a very ambitious, massive experiment."
Well, I'll say Disney is paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Every animation studio is paying attention, and we'll see. I mean, you can't it's going to premiere at Cannes. Let me just say this: it won't be in the festival; it'll be in the market, not the festival, the market. Which anyone look. I had a movie at the Cannes Film Market. It was my big fat independent movie. Anyone can get in the market. Just him saying that they're trying to build up, it'll be in the festival. No, it'll be in the market. But I think we will see the results, but I'll say this: children's programming will be where AI begins. We said it before. Mm-hmm. That's where AI is going to seep in first, kids programming. But I don't know. What do you think of this, Alan? Already, Disney is they're so close to shutting down their U.S. animated feature division.
Yeah. Bob Iger is drooling at this moment.
That's what I think.
I've had the privilege of watching old and new animated features over the last year, and there is a spirit that exists in hand-drawn animation.
Yes,
it's something that you don't even find in computer animation. computer animation is good. But I just, you know, I hate to see it happen. You know, I hated seeing animators, hand-drawn artists, 2D animators. I hated seeing their jobs go away. Now 3D. It'll be interesting to see if I have a long list of things that if AI can conquer these challenges, we're in trouble. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because I've seen at least 3 AI movies so far being submitted to us. And look, I appreciate the ambition. I appreciate the fact that these are guys who don't have the time and the energy to hand draw or create wireframe models and stuff. But it's just, I think when the movie comes out, we're just going to know it's AI. It'll be really popular because it's the first, and then we'll see what happens after that.
It'll be a novelty.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a novelty, but
it'll gain a lot. It may even be screened at Cannes because it's the first. Because it's the first, and they'll get the attention the festival wants. But after that, we'll see. I just don't see it. We'll be excited about the first. Diminishing return says we won't be excited as it goes along.
One thing I know about Hollywood, they always make the ethical choice. And it's not about dollars and cents. It's about the art. And when I say that, I mean the opposite. We're in for some rough times. And hey, I want to apologize. I'm a little amped up from little sleep and not enough coffee. So if I'm seem on edge, it's because I am on edge. So I apologize to our super chatter. I misunderstood.
I can't wait to hear your Downton Abbey review in light of all that.
Oh, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. But hey, Olivia Cooke says women are still being branded difficult. But this is with regard to like nude scenes?
Sex, what? Yeah, nude scenes and sex scenes.
Okay. Let's see. House from Deadline. House of the Dragon star Olivia Cooke says women are still being branded difficult for setting boundaries in sex scenes. What? If you're on HBO, you're getting naked. Okay. What is this? What does she have to say?
All right. So Olivia Cooke, best known for her role as Allison Hightower in HBO's House of the Dragon, has spoken out about the way actresses are often unfairly criticized when setting boundaries during sex scenes. In an interview with the iPaper, Cooke explained that women often get labeled difficult or a bitch for speaking up when they're uncomfortable. Promoting her upcoming series, The Girlfriend, on Amazon Prime Video, Cooke noted that the introduction of an intimacy coordinator has significantly improved the industry. Reflecting on earlier times, she said, "It's amazing to me that people had just fudged their way through those scenes before these people existed." Cooke praised good intimacy coordinators for acting as a voice for actresses, especially those just starting out and don't have the vocabulary to say what they're not comfortable with. She's also emphasized that showing intimacy, passion is an integral part of reflecting the human experience, and that such scenes can be filmed without actors feeling like a chunk of yourself has been taken away. And then The Girlfriend comes out September 10th.
I don't know. Alan, what do you think about this? I kind of feel like if you're on HBO, you better be comfortable. But this is why we've spoken to a lot of filmmakers, directors. Some have used intimacy coordinators and they like it. It absolves directors of having difficult conversations. I'm understanding now why people like that position. It's easier for directors to kind of get what they want, honestly. But some don't.
To get through it without any controversy, lash back at them if something goes wrong.
Yes, and then some actors are like, I'm old school. I don't need it. We'll work it out ourselves. Daniel Craig did intimate scenes, and So I think some of the older actors like, no thanks. Younger actors need it. I've now kind of shifted my position. Like, it's actually a good thing. It's probably good for the legal department, actually. But
yeah, I'm kind of, I'm pretty far down the middle, or right in the middle on this issue. The basic principle of this all is, if you're an actress and you're going to do a nude scene and a sex scene, that there's nothing wrong with wanting to know exactly what's going to happen when you arrive on set, and that you feel comfortable with it. Also, there also has to be a realization that some women are very open about their body and sex and things like that, and they don't have problems with it as coordinator. And there are women who are uncomfortable, and I don't think it's right that filmmakers should force women to feel comfortable when they're not feeling comfortable. And an intimacy coordinator there, as the article says, is an advocate for that. At the same time, though, I've heard stories of intimacy coordinators basically rewriting movies, not really caring about what the actor has to say, but they're probably a prude or a snob and says, does this scene really need to show boobs? And they come in not advocating for their client, but advocating for an agenda. And my understanding that has happened on several occasions. I think ultimately you just want it to be that the actress feels comfortable. You get what you get. You get what you agreed to. And I think if everyone walks away feeling like that something hadn't happened, that they didn't walk away feeling like they just went on a date with Aziz Ansari, then you're good. And by all means, thank you.
I love breasts. Women look at other women's breasts. Gay men love breasts. One thing that could unite the world is breasts and cleavage. I really believe that. I truly believe in breasts.
Yeah.
Hey,
and shout
Alan,
out to Eden for giving us 3 boobs and a PP.
Sure. Hey, there is a trailer for a new film that's on the Angel Studios streaming service. Oh, the trailer just came out, so it seems like it's a new movie. It's actually a documentary that's on Angel Studios streaming app. And the trailer came out. I kind of feel like this ties in to current events in a way. So I want to share this trailer with you. It's short, but let's watch it. We can react on the other side, Alan. Here it is, RFK Legacy. So that trailer...
Oliver Stone just made an Angel Studios movie.
Well, Oliver Stone and his son, Sean Stone.
Yeah.
By the way, that hits hard in light of current events. His legacy, him being lied about, what RFK Jr., what his views are on things, who he is. I'll say this: when I check the Film Threat mailbox, which is on Wilshire Boulevard, it's on Wilshire Boulevard. Address is in all of our videos, and on the website you can mail Film Threat things. When I go to the mailbox, I pass by. Every time I go to the mailbox, I pass by the hotel where RFK was assassinated. I passed that hotel. It's right across the street from a really cool dive bar, the Bounty, but it's whatever. Anyways, I pass by and I look at that. It's like, it's all dilapidated now, not what it used to be. Tent cities everywhere. It's awful. That area now is not nice, but makes me think. Anyways, seeing this trailer now, in light of things that have happened, it hits different. I'll just say it might be worth subbing, getting the app for a month to check things out. Any thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, watching that, I think about, and in light of current events, I think about Tulsi Gabbard, and I think about Robert Kennedy Jr. The fact that they they had opinions, they had their beliefs. The fact that they were both Democrats, and the fact that they both were legitimate challengers to Hillary and Joe Biden, and then what the Democrats did to them to the point where they became Republicans. This is, I'm really interested just to see what happens, because I probably agree with half of what Bobby Can or RFK Jr. says, and that's okay. I'm glad to hear some things being said that I agree with that aren't necessarily traditional Republican or conservative positions that I agree with, and I'm glad that person and those voices are being heard in the Trump.
Well, you heard in the doc. I mean, RFK, senior, RFK worked with Republicans. He's a Democrat, worked with Republicans. There was working with people across the aisle was kind of normal. And now that's not normal. It's expected to oppose anything the other side says. And that's not realistic in life. If I opposed or wasn't friends with everyone I disagreed with, I mean, you and I would not be friends. That's a stupid way of thinking. I don't think that way. Maybe it's generational, but yeah, I'm interested to check that doc out. We have a lot to do and more. We got 2 more trailers to react to, and then we'll get to comments, and then we'll get to our reviews. So we have a lot of reviews. Christy, hey, guess who stars in Christy?
The birthday girl?
The birthday girl. Sydney Sweeney turns 27 today, and she's in a movie called Christy that's in theaters November 7th. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you? You must be the lady I've been hearing so much about.
Oh, she looks bad.
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. King.
Now tell me about yourself. Jesse here says that you fight in all pink.
I'm from West Virginia.
What's that got to do with pink?
Nothing, sir. I'm just telling you about myself.
Pink was mine.
You the world champion right now. You think you what makes the world turn. But one day you're going to wake up and realize that it turns just fine without you.
What are you doing sneaking around behind my back?
Sneaking around. Hey, Dad. I think I want to come home.
You want to lose your trainer, your career, all of it?
Honey, you are like family to me. I am worried about you. I've heard some stuff.
What stuff?
There's no Christy Martin without me.
I need help, Mama. He's angry at me all the time. Oh, Christy. You sound crazy.
If you leave me, I'll kill you.
You do what you have to do. I spent half my life hiding. That's my house. My things. That's my home.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you.
Wow. That looks really impressive.
That was Ben Foster?
It looked, wow. First of all, she gained weight and
so did Ben Foster
for this role. Yeah, I mean, she looks doughy, and she's doing the thing that has won many actresses awards, and that's made herself ugly. She really, I mean, part of it is the era, right? I assume that's the 80s ish,
Yeah.
in terms of when it's set, the story. But wow, she really physically changed herself for this. She is really going for it. Wow. Okay, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, it screams typical biopic.
Yeah, it seems very typical, but I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a structure to the typical biopic that makes biopics very weak and not interesting. And I
Right.
feel like that I'm seeing it in the trailers. I haven't seen the movie. And then, you know, it's when was the last time you saw a story of a strong woman marrying the wrong man? I mean,
Right.
that's a trope. Yes, it's real life. Yes, it's Christy Martin's real life. But I mean, it seems like strong women have been falling into that pattern, at least in the 80s and 90s. And
Yeah,
we're gonna see it again.
Yeah.
But I hope it's good.
Hey, one last trailer. We'll go to comments and then reviews. Guess what? The Super Mario Galaxy movie teaser trailer is here. It's kind of a reveal. Let's check it out. It's short. I thought the first movie was okay, and it made $1 billion. So fine. Looks great. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I want the Crash Bandicoot cartoon now.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Super Mario Brothers made $1 billion. Minecraft almost made $1 billion. We're talking 50 million away from $1 billion.
Right.
It's what that means is people like video game movies, and what it also means is we're going to see a whole lot of video game movies coming out in the next few years.
Because those are the ones that are becoming successful.
Right, but it's the genre. It's the fact that everyone's seeing that video game movies work, and so we've got to make a video game movie, and it's going to become. Video game movies are going to become superhero movies.
That's exactly right. The video game movie will replace the superhero movie. It's more of a guarantee.
And it will crash and burn like superhero movies.
Eventually. I would be curious to see a BioShock movie. I know that was in development. I love that game. And the world building and just everything about BioShock I thought was great. But
and how is it that no one's been able to master the Halo movie? I mean, the game itself is a movie. There's a full story structure in that game that you can make a movie out of, and they refuse to make an actual Halo movie.
Let's go to comments and then reviews, and we have to move quickly.
Yes. From Nick XH, member for 18 months. Happy birthday to my future wife, Sydney Sweeney. Get in line. Liquorlicious. Oh my god. For 50 Danish krona. Did you hear about Texas banning Dragon Ball Z comic books as a result of the AI bill?
Okay.
I don't know the details on that. Nerd Far Away. I think AI can be a useful tool, but I don't think there's any place for it in the arts. I don't think it should be used to make human jobs obsolete, but it will.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe it will.
Robots made human jobs obsolete. The flip side of AI will give Thomas Pickett for 5. The flip side of AI will give independent artists resources to make their own visions, and I'm already seeing it on social media.
Yeah, I mean, that is the flip side, because I don't think we'll ever get another George Lucas or Spielberg, a really independent-minded mainstream artist. I think the closest to that might be Chris Nolan, but business-wise, what Lucas did was phenomenal. I mean, we'll see. We'll see, but I agree it will empower independence. That's a good thing.
All right. Harry Brownhole agreed. Lorthoth agreed. Actors have to take responsibility in their privileged jobs.
Yes.
These were good, yeah. 80 Ellis 24. Charlie James Kirk should be made a canonical great-great-grandfather of James T. Kirk. There you go. I don't know how the time warping works on that one. MK Solid, what gaming system do you still own, Chris? I'm curious.
I own the PS5, and that and I have one of those boxes that plays all the old retro games. I bought it for a couple $100. So that's it. I have a PS5. I mostly download games. I do have the PS5 VR 2, which I love. There's a game where you go kayaking that is like so calming. But yeah, I own the PS5. And my gamer tag is gbone77. Don't ask. Alan, it's time we review movies. You saw a film that I did not. I think this week we kind of split it. And I saw some films you didn't see. You saw films I did not see. Tell me about Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle.
Yes. Okay. I should preface this by saying I've never seen the television show. My daughter has, and she's not a big fan of it. So I'm coming into this cold. My only knowledge of this show is a figure my daughter bought of one of the main characters, and that I know that there's a girl that has bamboo in her mouth, like strapped into her mouth to keep demons out. That's my knowledge of Demon Slayer. I know nothing. This was a slog to get through. It is 2.5 hours. And dare I say, I think you have to be a fan of Demon Slayer to enjoy this movie. I appreciate a lot of things about it, and so I'll get into it. But essentially, our heroes, the Demon Core, is trapped in the Infinity Castle. Again, I may get facts wrong because there's a lot of story in this thing. There's a main villain, Muzan, who is kind of like Sauron. He doesn't like the fact that the Demon Core is defeating all the demons. He is disembodied, but he is trying to take human form. And so this movie is a race into the Infinity Castle to get to Muzan and to stop him, destroy him before he takes full form. Along the way, our heroes meet. I'll describe the movie kind of like a video game where there's the final boss, which is Muzan, and then there are mini bosses along the way. And so our characters, they're demons that they can easily dispatch with, but once in a while they'll come upon a mini boss that gives them a full challenge. Shinobu versus Doma. Shinobu, her sister was killed by Doma, and they fight, and she does it out of revenge. Zenitsu and Kaigaku. Let's see. There's some betrayal going on there.
You can do better on those pronunciations.
Yeah, let's just say at the end, there's this main villain, Akaza, and this battle takes over an hour to play out. And part of it is because we go into the backstory of the 3 characters involved in this battle. Look, like I said, if you're not a Demon Slayer fan, good luck with this one. Because you're coming in clean. You don't know anything about any of the characters. What I appreciate about this movie is I love the animation. It's a combination of 3D animation. Basically, the backgrounds, the Infinity Castle is built in 3D, looks gorgeous. And then they use, I believe, a hybrid of 2D and 3D animation to animate this film. And they insert it into that. And I think if you're watching this movie, you're going to be more enamored by the battle scenes than you are anything else, because I think you do need that backstory on everybody, all 20 characters, before to get any kind of emotion or connection with these characters. So look, this is not a recommend for me, because you do need to do your homework, and because I'm not a Demon Slayer fan, I can't speak to whether you're going to like it or not. But I am surprised with the outcome of many of your favorite characters. And then this is a part 1.
Oh my!
And like I said, it's a 2.5 hour movie. It's a 2.5 hour.
Is it end on a cliffhanger?
Yep. Well, it's kind of like it ends the same way that the Two Towers ends. It's they win, but there's Sauron in the background.
The battle's not over.
The battle's not over.
All right. Let's see. Let's go to comments.
Yeah, from Seed. Is the Infinity Castle powered by 6 stones? Yeah, like the time stone. And apparently this is based on the manga series about the Infinity Castle. ADL seems like visual porn than visceral storytelling. Yeah, it looks good.
Hey, Alan, Spinal Tap, the original, is a classic. It's a classic. Rob Reiner.
It started a genre.
Well, what's funny about it is Rob Reiner directed it. He also inserts himself as a fictional documentary filmmaker in the fiction of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but the problem is he did such a good job with this mockumentary that people thought Spinal Tap was a real band. And he's Rob Reiner is Marty DeBurgi, the director in the film. And your favorites, of course, are back. Christopher Guest as Nigel Tufnell, Michael McKean as David St. Hubbins, Harry Shearer as Derek Smalls. And then we also have returning characters, Fran Drescher, a publicist, and even appearances by Paul McCartney and Elton John. This is now they're at it comes to present day. They're all much older. They don't try to hide that fact. And they've all failed in different and hilarious ways.
On their own.
Completely on their own. I mean, Nigel has a cheese shop. It's cheese and guitars. He will trade you guitars for cheese or vice versa. Harry Shearer Derek Smalls got into crypto, but also has a glue museum. It's so ridiculous. I like he's the history of glue. I could see a place like that actually existing. And he gets in one scene. He gets this thing stuck in his nose for the whole interview.
Yeah.
That was great. And they're complete losers. They're contractually the daughter of their original promoter inherited their contract. They're obligated to one final show. They're going to put on the show. The audition drummers, they end up settling on a female drummer. It's just, I don't want to get into specifics if you've seen the trailer. It's just funny, back to basics. And if anyone asks, there's nothing woke about it. It's just what is funny. You know, it's what is funny is timeless to me, if you ask me. Getting a glue thing stuck up your nose during an interview, it went on too long, and it was great. They're masterful at improv, so I'm sure there was an outline of a script, but man, Paul McCartney is so good. He plays it straight, and Elton John too, when he joins the band. Oh my God.
Elton John in Stonehenge is the...
Oh God! Don't give it away.
The performance that Elton John gives of Stonehenge is incredible. He was. I love it.
It's so funny. And one thing about this movie, first of all, stay through the whole credits.
Yeah.
You have to stay through the whole credits, and the movie is 82 minutes. It's on an hour 22. Could not be better. Now, what you and I went to, in fact, I was actually at the TCL Chinese, and I'll post it today. I was at the interview live after they did a special screening on Wednesday that was the movie and then a Q&A with the band was about a half an hour, and they're in character. So Rob Reiner interviews everyone in character, and it was awesome. You saw it, though, at your theater.
No, I completely forgot there was a Q&A afterwards. And
you left?
I left.
That's okay, Alan. That's okay. If you're a member of the Film Threat channel, please become a member. We need your support as a member of the channel. It's a couple bucks a month. It's, like sending a super chat.
Yeah.
And we post all these Q&As. So I'll be
and you're
posting
doing us a favor too.
So if you missed the Q&A, which you did, Alan, check out later today on our channel I will post the entire. And I was in the room. The crowd was there. It was nuts. A lot of energy. It was a blast. So, and they had a giant in front of the theater. I'll post this video too. They had a giant Stonehenge inflatable in front of the TCL Chinese. It was great. So, one of the best comedies of the year. Had a great time. And there's nothing that we are gonna go. They didn't need to do that. Like, no, it's great. It's great comedies are timeless. They live beyond, they make people laugh beyond the era that they were made. Three Stooges, Little Rascals, Marx Brothers, you know, and this is in that realm of like, this is a comedy that will, you know, go beyond its era. And it's a perfect bookend to the first movie. Alan, I know you have thoughts because you're a comedy fan.
I mean, it was really good. I don't know that I would say it was great. The first one was great, and it does a good job of trying to live up to the greatness of the first one, but it just can't. It's not there. To me, the best thing about it is the music. To see kind of these updated performances of the original songs are fantastic. Paul McCartney sings "Cups and Cakes." The other thing that I like about this movie is that it treats the documentary as canon. The documentary came out and people watched it, and you're seeing reactions of people in the movie who watched and loved the original movie, which is kind of meta in this really odd way, because it's like, I felt that way too, just like this character. Let's see. I think at 82 minutes, it did feel short. It felt like
it did feel short, but
because the first movie was about a month-long tour versus this is a one-day concert, and so the lead up is very fast. But if you are a fan of the first one, definitely this is a great follow-up to it. I took my daughter to see the original, and when they started singing "Sex Farm," I'm like, oh my god. And then they start singing "Bitch School" in this one, and I'm just done. I'll give you my favorite joke. It happens at the end. David is writing his autobiography. He wants to base it off of Bruce Springsteen's autobiography about his younger days. And the Bruce Springsteen biography is, "I am Springsteen going on Spreventine."
Yes, the crowd laughed. It was great.
It was like, oh my god, that's okay. Go see this movie.
Go see it. We could all use a laugh right now, and especially if you're a fan of the original, this is a perfect follow-up. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're not trying to do anything. No,
in fact, look, they invented the wheel. And the inventors of the wheel made a movie that perfectly follows up the invention of the wheel. Because I think others have tried and have failed, or have not even come close to what Spinal Tap is. And when you have the originators of the genre doing this, this is nostalgia more than it is greatness, and it's high level nostalgia.
Yeah, and they did one last thing. They did a great part where they show them rehearsing and all the like how they interact. I mean, it was great. Just all their, I'm sure a lot improv, but these guys, I mean, Christopher Guest, if you've ever seen his other films, the one he's made on his own, he gets together people that are so good at improv, and he's just the best. So great to see all of them back and doing a comedy that's very, very satisfying. I'll
shout out Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show.
Yes, Best in Show. Oh, one of my favorites. And I'll say this is one of the best comedies of the year, but we don't get a lot of comedies, just making that clear. Like, not a lot of comedies are made. This is one of the best, and I'm glad it was made.
Yeah.
Let's go to your comments.
Yeah, I'll say this succeeds where Naked Gun couldn't quite cross the line for me. Okay. Harry Brownhole Grumpy Old Tap.
Uh-huh.
80 Ellis 24. The only real question is, what is the superior Legacy sequel? A Spinal Tap or Naked Gun? Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah,
Rudy
because
for two.
all the original actors, that's why.
Yeah. And yeah. And again, it's their movie. They're not copying the originals. Rudy for two. I love this movie. It was so funny. Comedies are back.
That's right.
Sons and Shadows for two. Shout out for Anvil, the story of Anvil.
Yes, that's a really good doc.
Jean Hu gifted 5 Film Dart memberships.
Yes, watch that Spinal Tap interview. I'll post it after the show today.
Yes. And Sons and Shadows for two. Time for a Steel Panther movie.
Yes, for sure.
Christopher Moonlight Productions. My dad and I love Spinal Tap. He managed the band Deep Purple, and swears that touring with bands is exactly like that.
Yeah. They all they did was kind of tell the truth.
Well, the best parodies are the ones that understand the thing they're parodying. Yeah. Brock Samsonite. It feels like they're gonna rip on new age music from Gen Z. I'm here for it.
They don't really do that. They just continue their own legacy, and it totally works. So, hey, Alan, I saw a movie you did not. The Long Walk. This is, of course, based on the Stephen King novel. It envisions a future America that is dealing with, limited resources. It's much like the world of the Hunger Games. So we are told. And they gather one representative from each state, and they will receive a huge cash prize if they can survive the long walk. So we have one young man from each state is selected. They volunteer and then are selected to go on a walk. Whoever is the last person walking wins. However, if you stop walking for a certain period, you will be eliminated. This is Stephen King wrote the original novel. It's very much in the vein of Hunger Games. And whatever you think of Stephen King, I know he's currently he's a controversial figure. He says a lot of things. He's not the reason this movie is not so satisfying. Let me get into it. The cast is Cooper Hoffman plays Raymond Garrity. He's along with a cast of other characters, young men. Some choose to work together. Others are kind of on their own rogues. David Johnson plays Peter McVries, Ben Wang, Hank Olson. And Mark Hamill is the major. He is in a roving troop in a tank. Guys with machine guns following the group, because if someone should falter and not keep up and fall under, I believe it's 3 miles an hour, they will be eliminated from the game. It's walking for an hour and 48 minutes. That's the running time of the movie. There's a quick setup. The games begin, and they are walking the entire time. It reminds me of some recent games I played where, some games have been criticized recently as being walking simulators. They walk a lot in this movie. They walk the entire movie. The concept for this film really is born from, actually Hunger Games came later, so it borrowed from this, whatever you could say. Hunger Games did it better. The rules were very clear. The drama, you get to know fewer characters, you get to know them in different settings, and the world building. They don't show in the world of The Long Walk, they don't show the world. You see Raymond's mother, played by Judy Greer, at the beginning of the movie, but you don't really get the sense that, how are people reacting in other states? Are they, cheering people on? What is the current political state? is their limited resources. It's like everyone is very poor. The world is, the world of America, this version of America is fractured. And I saw the movie with a good friend who's a fan of the book, love the book, did not like this film. I'll just say it comes to an obvious end. I won't give it away, of course.
But you could probably figure it out.
You can figure it out for yourself when you see it. I have not read the book, so I can't compare it to the book, but I can compare it to similar movies, and this one falls far short. I see it's getting a lot of good reviews. It won't get one from me. I feel like it just didn't do the world building. I didn't believe a lot of these. The problem is there's like, it starts with 50 characters. So a lot of these characters die you don't care about. In Hunger Games did the concept better and the world building better. This film needed more world building, more stakes, and maybe they followed kind of one group, and that, you know what's going to happen. And I expected it to be more. And also I'll say this, the look of the film is dull. It's like they shot the movie with the sky overcast for the whole movie. Not entirely, of course, but it looked very drab. It's this desaturation. It's like to show that the world is bleak. The colors in the movie are bleak. And yes, it just makes it boring. And we don't get any sense of like, well, are they like rooting for people? Do we see the family of, say, Hank Olsen, one of the characters played by Ben Wang? Do we see his family rooting for him? We see their reaction to the outcome of the race for him. So it's not even going to get a bare recommend for me. I can't recommend the film. There are better movies that talk about class disparity, dystopian America. This one is not it. Colossal disappointment. Where Stephen King has had some other films this year I thought that were actually very good.
Well, you know what the best walking movie is? It's Stand By Me. It's Stand By Me.
Yes, Stand By Me did it better, but it's a very different concept. Anyways, can't recommend The Long Walk. Disappointment. And you make your own choice. I can't recommend it. Yeah. Let's go to comments.
I was going to ask you, but because Stand By Me, it is a walking movie, but it's about the relationships between the main characters, the four main characters.
Yes.
I mean, I assume that's what they were attempting to do here, is that you find yourself engaged with these characters and not wanting to die. But it sounds like there's too many characters and that they didn't do a good job of doing that.
I'm told the novel is amazing. And from a friend who I trust who read the novel, this is not nearly as good as the novel. So,
do you say why in any way, or like why was the novel better?
The world building is better in the novel.
Okay.
And it's riveting.
Okay. So you understand the context of why this is happening.
Exactly. Let's go to comments.
All right. From Axelis Abode for 2, long bland walk, more like could do so much more.
Yeah, I agree.
MK Solid for
what happened?
I don't know. We hitting buttons here?
No.
MK Solid for 5. I think we need a daily or weekly vlog from Alan to cheer us up in these dark times. It would be great for the channel. Alan is interesting.
I don't think Alan has time.
Yes. If we could add 2 hours to the day and eliminate sleep, I could do it.
Yeah.
Thomas Baker for 2. Can we bring back Technicolor? I just saw a Technicolor movie during a Technicolor film festival. The Garth Knight Returns. How do they poop on their walk? Yeah, how do you poop while maintaining?
By the way, they just poop. They get a warning. You have to relieve yourself quickly. That is dealt with in the film.
Okay. Tim is not funny. The backstory was contrived, yeah. But there was good tension throughout. Didn't nail it, though. Hamill was eye-roll inducing.
Yeah, he was like a caricature.
Yeah, Life of Chuck is the better Hamill performance. Chicken Wing for $4.99. Won't be seeing a long walk due to Stephen King and Mark Hamill. Yeah, what a duo. Yep. Jim T. Fortunately, Forrest Gump isn't part of the walk.
Yep. Alan, what would you like to review next? Would you like to talk about The Light of the World?
Sure, that'll be a fast one.
Okay. Light of the World. Alan, tell us about it.
Okay, give me 1 second here. All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but Light of the World is the story of Jesus. It's told from the perspective of the young boy there. His name is John, and yes, it's that John, brother of James. And look, this is we know the story of Jesus. It starts with starts a couple of years before meeting up with John the Baptist. Jesus is a carpenter. John runs into him. The two kind of strike up a friendship. And then when Jesus' ministry goes into full force, John becomes a part of that. And then it just plays out as the story of Jesus does. The better movie, Jesus movie this year came from Angel Studios. I forget the name of it. But this one is just basically a standard story of Jesus. The animator, the animating director, and the animating director is a very famous Disney director, Tom Bancroft. Probably got that name wrong, but he worked on Mulan and a couple other big high-profile films over at Disney, and decided that he's going to return to kind of this hybrid 2D CG animation. And look, this is like handing a child a children's Bible about Jesus. It's good. I like the message, but this really doesn't transcend the genre.
The poster looks like a golden book.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it feels like. It goes by the numbers. I've seen many stories about Jesus, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember what that Angel Studio film that came out a couple months ago. The Greatest Story Ever Told. That is a superior Jesus cartoon, and this one is just like all the others. So it's a light recommend. Especially if you want kids to learn about Jesus. But Greatest Story Ever Told is the better movie to see.
All right. We'll go to, we didn't have a lot of comments on this, so we'll go. But I want to talk about this movie because we're about to talk to the actor who is starring in this film, The Baltimorons. Now, The Baltimorons is directed by Jay Duplass. If you're a fan of the Duplass brothers, Mark and Jay Duplass, they're indie film staples. Jay is an actor who's also he's also made a lot of other movies. He's in one of my favorite series from HBO called Togetherness. He was in that show. He's acted in films like Jeff, Who Lives at Home, Prospect, Cyrus from 2010, Baghead, The Puffy Chair, one of my favorite indie movies from 2005. It was at South by Southwest, and Mark and Jay Duplass are huge indie film supporters, and they work as actors, producers, and whatnot. Jay directed this movie, and it stars a guy named, his name is, we're going to talk to him later in the cast, but Michael Strassner is the star of this movie, The Baltimorons. It's about a guy who I'll just explain it. This is the setup. A guy on Christmas Day is going to hang with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's family. He chips a tooth and contacts the only dentist who will answer his call to fix his tooth on Christmas Day. She comes in to fix his tooth, and they strike up a weird friendship. It's bizarre. So Michael Strassner plays the guy in this movie. He's just a regular dude. We find out as things unfold, he's experienced tragedy in his life. I won't go into it. He plays Cliff. Liz Larson plays Dee Dee. She's the dentist. She's kind of been abandoned by her family. She's divorced. Her family, her daughter's like going to hang with her ex-husband, and Cliff and Dee Dee kind of spend the day together as an unfolding events of things going wrong. Cliff's car gets towed. He's sort of like a little hazy from having, gas during his dental procedure. It's a weird, everything transpires in a day, leading to Cliff does an improv performance called The Baltimorons. He's kind of infamous at improv, but has not performed in a long time because of tragic events. It's hilarious. It's real. It's weird. It's the city of Baltimore is as much a character as the characters in this film. If you know anything about the Duplass brothers, they really lean into reality. Things are very real. So the humor, they're not writing jokes. The humor comes from the situation. Cliff being gassed up. He's got a weird thing in his mouth. It's like these dumb, these people should have nothing to do with each other. Dee Dee's an older woman, divorced. Cliff has a girlfriend, though they're kind of on the rocks. It's Christmas Day, so already things are awkward. I love this film. It's what indie film does best. It's focused on character, and can't recommend it enough. We'll watch the trailer later and talk to Michael, but if you like what the Duplass brothers bring to indie film, it's a great example of that. Strong recommend. Really fun indie movie, and as much a comedy as a drama. So recommend from me. Let's go to comments if there are any. Oh, right here. Have you watched Ultraman Rising on Netflix? It's really good. Great Japanese superhero movie from Shaky J69 from Rumble. I have not.
Yeah, when I saw it was a kid's cartoon, I kind of said no.
Yeah, it's not really for me. It's a kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
Alan?
Yeah, the Napsky for 5. Great show today. Say, any chance of putting out some Film Threat themed Star Trek original series shirts in 3 colors? That would be logical.
Next month, we are doing the Star Trek funeral. We will put out a Star Trek themed shirt.
Commemorative.
What?
Commemorative shirts.
Commemorative for the funeral, and they will be in 3 colors. Right, Lori?
Yes.
Great.
And like a Spinal Tap drummer, do you really want to buy the red one?
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan Hirth, sounds like a slice of life indie film. Sounds worth checking
You
out.
will walk out happy.
Yeah, I'm going to try to watch it this weekend.
You'll watch it. Yeah, go see it, Alan. You'll love it. It's going to be an award this nominee.
It's in limited release, I believe, right now.
We've got a few more interviews. We have or reviews. Naked Ambition. Did you see that, Alan?
No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
The paper's the only one left.
Okay, I have Downton Abbey. We'll do Downton Abbey at the end of the show. I really want to hear about the paper, Alan.
So the paper is
I want to hear about it because my expectations are high. It's from the crew that brought you The Office.
Yes, the creator of The American Office. I believe Ricky is just the executive producer. But this is the official sequel to The Office. It's called The Paper. The basic thing here is it takes place in Toledo. The paper company that is presented here bought out Dunder Mifflin. I can't remember the name of it. And the paper company is not really a paper manufacturing company. It's a paper company that runs businesses that use paper. For example, there's a toilet paper company. And in this case, this is a newspaper. So you get it? It's funny. And and
Okay.
you have a crew here. A young man. He was the top salesman for the toilet paper company. Ned Sampson, played by Donald Gleason. He decides that he wants to take on the Toledo Truth Teller, and the owner decides to place him as the editor-in-chief. But of course, there's a woman there, Mare, played by Chelsea Free. She's the blonde on the right there. She's the one who should have been the editor-in-chief, but she goes along with it because that's the thing. To his right is Esmeralda. She was the managing editor. She had at that point made the Toledo Truth Teller kind of one of these social media exploitative papers. But he wants to go in and say, hey, we're going to do real news. We're going to bring back real news. And he yells out to the entire staff of the toilet paper company, if you want to do something meaningful in your life, join me. There's no pay, but we're going to do newspaper. And so the series is basically all these people going out and going into Toledo and getting news items. You can see Oscar Nunez over there in the far right. Yes, he returns from the office, and he's dismayed that his new company that he works for hired a documentary crew to film their exploit.
That's funny. Is he the only person from The Office that's
there are definitely quick cameos, and they're to me it's kind of stupid when you have to like call back to the original to kind of juice up your show, and they do that a bit. The best I could say about the paper is it's interesting, but I didn't laugh a single time watching it.
Really?
The Office was lightning in the bottle. The American Office. They like if you watch the first episode of the original of the American Office, it's just they took the script of the first episode of the British Office and then shot that. But it was really Steve Carell who made The Office because of the character of Michael Scott. He was a guy who loved people dearly, loved himself even more, and was just kind of really working hard of being a people pleaser to the point of everyone was in on the joke except him. Here, Ned Sampson, he's kind of the same way, where he's this guy who wants to bring news back because of social media. They really call out the state of news today, and he's just too lovable of a guy. He's not quirky enough. You have Esmeralda there. She's the weird one. She's kind of the Dwight Schrute, where she wants Ned's job, but she's from Italy, and so she's the one who's allowed to say sexist and racist things in the show. Did you watch The Ballad of Wallace Island?
I didn't. No.
Okay, so there's a British guy there on the right. He was in that movie. He's pretty good as well. But these other characters, with the exception of Oscar, I couldn't really tell you their characters, what their foibles are, what made them tick. Didn't care, and it wasn't strong enough story. And I think the biggest problem with the paper is it wants to be The Office, but falls far short of it. And it feels like that, when they say about certain episodes of The Office, you can't do that anymore. Yeah. Well, it's those episodes that made The Office what it is. And when you can't do those episodes anymore, you have a bland show, and that's what the paper is.
Man. Well, I think they did themselves a disservice by attaching this to The Office.
So heavily.
Yeah, so heavily. It's in all the marketing. It's in the poster here for the show. It's on Peacock currently, but
right. But you should, if you do that, you have to live up to The Office, and it doesn't. It just doesn't. And again, the episodes you can't do in The Office, they didn't do in here, and I think that was the ultimate downfall of why this show is just bland.
Let's go to comments. See what you guys have to say.
Yeah. Davina Duckworth, I thought Steve Carell was brilliant as Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Donald Gleason is not brilliant as Ned Sampson. He's too nice a guy. The Garth Knight returns. Aside from outliers, comedy has been neutered by political correctness. Yes.
Yeah, but I think like Spinal Tap II is a bright sign. I think Naked Gun, the reboot, was a bright sign. People want that. They just don't want luxury stuff. They you know what? Inappropriateness is part of comedy. Alan, you do comedy at National Comedy Theater in San Diego. I'm not trying to plug your show, but what's the website again?
Nationalcomedy.com.
National Comedy. I'm not trying to plug your show. I'm just saying that I saw you do a show.
Oh, geez. The R-rated show, which I don't normally do.
Alan did the R-rated show
for you. Let's be real. I did it for you.
Well, and Alan pretended to dance on a stripper pole.
Okay, I do that at the regular show too.
I was like, all right, this is inappropriate.
Okay, so let me just say that what I like is I'm in the family show. It's not the family show. It's the PG-13 show. Kids show up to it. And my goal in that show, unlike the R-rated show, is to walk up to that line without crossing it. And sometimes I cross it and I get notes afterwards that I've crossed the line. But I do enjoy, I do love just, saying things that adults understand that kids don't. But you saw, and the stripper pole is one of them. But the one you saw is the R-rated show. Continue. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're not interrupting at all. I'm just.
But that's to me that's great comedy. There's a comedy. The last great comedy that I think really crossed lines was Team America, because they tackled both sides of the political debate. The fact that the Film Actors Guild is a thing in that movie tells you that that they, again, we couldn't do that today. Well, South Park can do it today, and the last great comedy did it then. And could you, man, I wish they'd make a live action Team America.
Forget live action. Do a mannequin one again, like those old Jerry Anderson shows.
Yeah,
hey,
I heard they have PTSD over that.
We are waiting for our guest to arrive. We'll get to that interview, but I want to remind people, submit to award this. The deadline is approaching. If you are a filmmaker and you have a little indie movie, whatnot, submit to award this. We award small independent films across various categories, and we do a whole award show. We have booked a major comedian to host the show this year at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana, California. Tickets will go on sale to the public. This is the only award show where anyone can buy a ticket. You get a gift bag, free drinks, get to hang out with the filmmakers and the actors. We have a limited number of tickets on sale to the public. We will let you know when they're on sale, but the deadline is the end of this month, September 30th. Get your film in, go to awardthis.com or go to filmthreat.com and submit your project. filmthreat.com/submit-project, or look for in the upper right-hand corner of the Film Threat website and submit your movie for review. I would say the Baltimorons could be a nominee at Award This. The Baltimorons, as much as I love this movie, the Academy is probably going to ignore it.
Yes.
The Academy does not appreciate indie films like Film Threat does. But the Baltimorons is the type of movie that could win at Award This. So there you go. And so go to filmthreat.com and look for our submit. Go to awardthis.com. The only award show that you can buy a ticket for, the only award show where we honor truly independent films.
Did you want to go to the two criteria real quick? Yeah, your movie had to come out, not festival film, but come out commercially in the last year, and it must be available People must be able to
No,
go to somewhere and watch
there,
it.
there are two criteria to be eligible for this. Get your movie reviewed on Film Threat. You need a Film Threat review. The second thing is be commercially available at the time of the show in January. The show is January 31st.
Yep. Okay.
And we'll keep talking about this every week. We really want people to come to the show. We want to sell it out. Hey, we love to talk to indie filmmakers. The Baltimorons from director Jay Duplass, is now in theaters everywhere. It opened in New York last week. It's in theaters now this weekend. And we have the star and co-writer Michael Strassner here. Let's talk to him. Hey, Michael. Thanks for joining us on the show. How's it going?
Thank you so much for having me, Chris. I'm sorry. I completely spaced, and I was like, oh, I got to be on. I didn't know what time I'm in. I'm in a different time zone.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Hey,
Good.
I saw this film at Vidiots. I love that theater. And I really went because of Jay Duplass. I trust the Duplass brothers. Been a fan of them since the Puffy Chair from South by Southwest. I'm sorry to say I'm not familiar with your work, but
That's
now
okay. Not many people are.
when people see this movie, I mean, I was gushing earlier about the film. It's that there are not jokes per se in the movie. There is situational comedy that is played real. These are moments in life that are truly funny that happen to us. And there is also, I don't want to, like a darker layer to the film too that is very serious. And the movie, even in the credits, addresses that aspect. How did this project come about? How were you involved in bringing this about? And then also, you're a performer as well in improv.
Yes. Well, Chris, again, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on here, and it was so nice to meet you at the video premiere. Like, just that you came up and said something was just so sweet. So I can't thank you enough for that, truly. The whole entire experience has started from Jay's and I's friendship that started like every friendship did in 2020 on Instagram. He followed me one day. I was putting up, dumb videos of, I think it was Buffalo Bill talking to his Alexa. So,
That's so, just thinking of that.
Yeah. So I would be like, Alexa, where can I buy skin? And then Alexa would come on and be like, you can get skincare products. And I was like, no, human skin, Alexa. And I guess that's Jay Duplass's humor. And he followed me one day and I was like, oh my God, Jay Duplass follows me like you. I've been a fan of his since the Puffy Chair, Cyrus, Jeff Who Lives at Home, and then all the TV work he's done on Transparent Industry. Like it was a big follow for me, and it meant the world. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying to do this short film. I'm going to shoot my shot and send him a DM. And I sent him a DM, and he didn't get back to me for 6 months. He goes, dude, I'm super old. I don't know how Instagram works. And he was like, come over to my house, man. I loved your script. And I was like, I am a stranger who was doing Buffalo Bill, and you want me to come over your house where your kids live? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that gets me is like, people in this industry do not take time out of their day for a stranger. And that's what Jay Duplass, that's what Mark, that's what, these guys do. And as a thank you, I took him out to lunch in December of 2022. And I told him a little bit about my story and how I got sober. And, the opening scene of the movie is, it's a pretty dark opening.
Mm-hmm.
It's a failed suicide attempt. And that is the last day that I drank was when I attempted that. And I told him, similar into the movie, I don't want to give away a funny line in the movie.
Please don't.
But I told him in a very, an honest way, but also with some comedy and levity. And little did I know he was planning, to kind of make a movie with me. And after that lunch, I wrote on my manifestations for 2023, shoot a movie with Jay Duplass. And
Wow.
And he got back to, and then he called me in April, and he said, "I'm having the hardest time making making a movie. I want to back somebody's life into a movie, and you're the first person that came to mind. You want to do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." So I show up to his house, and this is now summertime, and I show up completely shirtless because I don't have AC in my car, and it's LA. And I'm like shaking out my shirt, and I guess I made a noise, and I see him come out, and I'm shirtless, and I'm like, "Hey Jay, excited to work with you, but I'm just drying off here. I'm pretty sweaty." And he was like, "That's going in the movie." But then we shot in December in Baltimore, and he was like, "We can't put that in the movie anymore."
Right. Right.
But yeah, then we just got to work, and we wrote, stuff like it's all loosely based on my life, very loosely based, like some family stuff's in there around certain characters, and the way I got sober's in there, and and I used to do improv and sketch comedy, and that's where I came up, was doing that. So I was very nervous to, be the lead of a movie. Even when we were writing it, I was like, "Hey, so am I the one playing Cliff?" And he's like, "Yeah, bud, we're writing this for you. Like, there's no one else who's going to play this." And he gave me like the greatest note ever that a director's ever given me. He just goes, "You're enough, Michael. Like, what you do is so funny and so great just as you. You don't need to do much at all." And
the acting is so good because it's so real. But I see that's consistent in all the Duplass brothers' work, Jay and Mark. I was a big fan of Togetherness. I think people need to see a taste of the movie. There are over 2,000 people watching live. We have questions for you from the chat. Let's watch the trailer so they get like a taste of the Baltimorons. Here is the trailer from the IFC Films website.
Come on. Stop that now.
Are you a dentist?
I am.
Do you need this?
Hang on to it, will you? So what happened?
Well,
Merry Christmas. Oh my God.
oh. What's the needle situation?
The situation is that we use needles. Open your mouth. Hello. What's going on?
This morning, Dad got married.
So they're doing their reception
Tonight. I know Christmas Eve is your favorite. I love you, Mom. I'll see you tomorrow.
Merry Christmas. I love you. Oh my God.
I'm taking you to dinner. I'm not taking no for an answer.
No.
Come on.
No.
I overheard you talking to your daughter, and I know you don't have plans. Let's go.
No!
Yes! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba! Charge! You married?
I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did he kill himself?
Why would you say that?
This is a dumb joke.
Is that what you do?
Comedy. Used to do it, and something messed up happened, and I don't do it anymore.
This is really odd, but my entire family is 2 blocks that way.
Let's crash a party.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hello? Mom? What are you doing?
Hi, everybody. Clip cashing. Really, really thrilled to be here. Your mom's pretty awesome. We've been having the most amazing day together.
Me lady.
I can get out of the car on my own, you jackass.
All around the same time, I went through menopause. My ex dumped me for a much younger woman, and I became a grandmother.
What?
Your face. Where are we going with this kid?
I have no idea. I just really like you.
Is that the ghost from Christmas Past?
Where's the next ghost of Christmas Past? Or did you divorce her already?
Well, I guess that makes me the ghost of Christmas present. Cliff Cash, and still really, really thrilled to be here, gang. Thank you.
It's such a heartwarming Christmas movie. And the one thing is the casting is so good. Everyone, like, I don't really recognize anyone per se. How did the casting go? Obviously yourself, your relationship with Jay and you guys rode together, but how'd you pull everyone together?
I mean, this movie is nothing without Liz Larson and Olivia Lucardi. Lucardi. And, Liz did the Transparent musical, which is like and she played Jay's mom's role because Jay was on the show, and she was like the opposite of what Dee Dee is. But Jay saw her and was like, she's so good, she's so great. He went up to her after that and said, I'm going to make something with you. And she was like, yeah, all right, bud, sure. I've been in the industry long enough to know that's not true. And then 6 months later, he called her and said, I'm making this movie with this guy, Michael Strassner. We want you to play the role of Dee Dee. And they had a lunch, and they didn't really talk much about the movie. They just talked about her life and where she was in her life. And a lot of her story is incorporated in Baltimorons as well. And after that, he was like, so you want to do a movie? We had no chemistry test, no nothing, which is crazy. Like we literally just met, like we met in New York just to like read a scene to make sure that it sounded okay. But she was already hired. And the way in which, it was so easy to work with Liz because we didn't have trailers. So we either had the Cadillac or the Mercedes that we were sitting in holding area while we're waiting for the next shot. And we just got to know each other, and we got to truly know each other as human beings. And I think that's what built our chemistry so quickly. And it was so like, I just got lost in the scenes with her because I was just paying attention and listening, which I know that sounds like such an easy thing to do in acting, but she's just so incredible. And Olivia, we probably saw like 25 or 30 tapes. And once she did hers, it was like, there's nobody else. Like she was so great. And then the other actors, there's a ton of nepotism in this, sadly. My family. My mom plays Darlene, Brittany's mom. My dad plays Uncle Frank. My niece, Zoe, plays Maddie. And then my fiance, Jess, plays Dee Dee's daughter. So we really just, Jay just kind of wanted to, again, like with Puffy Chair, his parents are in that. Like he wanted to make this like very, he was like, and also like a ton of my friends are in it as extras. And I'm so like, this whole like experience has been beyond what I could have ever imagined this movie being. And the fact that I get to share it with so many of my family, God, I'm getting teary-eyed, family and friends. And like, it's just been so incredible. And it's all Jay, he's maestro with this. I mean, he, put this all together, and it's, I don't know. It's just all real people from Baltimore that are in it.
Well, hey,
I have two quick questions. One is, I do improv too, and I'm wondering what was going on in your brain leading up to the first time you stepped in front of the camera to perform.
Oh my God! I mean, we did because I was a writer and a producer on it. I was there for prep as well, like pre-production stuff, and we were right in front of the dental office. And Jay was like, okay, so yeah, Michael, like just say your lines where you come in here. And I got this like complete imposter syndrome at that moment where I was like, you want me to say okay, well, like the exact line? Like I just was like, she's like, just say anything, Michael. I mean, we're just prepping. We just want to see you come in. Like the camera's not rolling yet, but I was just so nervous. And I was like, am I going to be able to do this? And then once Liz got there and and Jay just being like, it's you, man. Like, it's you. Like, just.
You're not doing a character. You're being you.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm used to. Like, I'm used to playing anything but myself, I mean, I have found that this is what I absolutely love playing the most now is, and connecting with that is, because at the end of the day, every character that I'm going to play is going to be a piece of me, so you have to bring that in. And I just feel like this movie, I feel like I got a master's class in everything from Jay Duplass.
Yeah.
We've got over, we got like over 2,000 people watching live and a ton of questions. So let's go to questions from our chat. Alan, you had something we want to say real quick.
No, the other question was the idea of listening. I know how important that is in improv. How did that translate to making a movie when you're like doing coverage and things like that?
I think that's essential as well, just because like you know, and that's why, like, especially with a 2-person movie like this, like, if we're not listening to each other, it's not going to work at all. And I just feel like so much of it, I'm just so connected with her because of she's saying it. Like, I mean, it almost felt like we were doing a documentary. Like, it was documentary style filming. Like, we almost felt like the cameras weren't even there when we were talking. And I think that's what great conversation has, is you're listening to the other person and giving and taking as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a difference between feeling natural and just reciting dialogue.
Exactly. And also Jay does give us, you know, like, we'll do 5 takes, and then he's like, okay, well, we already have it, so just fuck this one up. And that's the one we usually use. Like, you know, because he's like, stop thinking about anything and just do it, you know.
Let's get to these comments and questions from our audience right here. A lot of good comments. You got a chicken wing for $1.99. I cannot wait to see that movie. Hashtag the Baltimorons. From Sean Hu for $7.42. Happy Defenders Day for Mr. Strassner and any other Marylanders. And Bob 19001. Nepotism in indie is good.
Yes.
So there you go. Darth Yeager looks like a fun, genuine film. Where can we see it? It's in theaters right now.
Yeah, if you type in baltimoronsmovie.com, it'll show where it's playing close to you.
Yeah. Davina Duckworth, I'm curious about that script writing process.
Well, we had several drafts of this film. I mean, we started in I think May of 2023, and by the time we got there, you know, it was 14 or, you know, 15 drafts, which Jay still was like, this isn't enough, you know. And we all like we cut things on the fly. I mean, well, the script writing process, I would go over Jay's house and we would do like 10 to 15 pages a day. And the best thing about writing with Jay is truly there's like no bad ideas. And making him laugh while writing is like the most fun thing in the world. Because again, it's like, he's been such a hero to me growing up. So like when I was able to just like put in jokes and just kind of throw things in there. And also like, he's just so brilliant at comedy as well. You know, that there's a scene that we had to do a reshoot with because it wasn't quite there yet. We reshot this kind of mega scene in an auto shop where Cliff, my character, goes back to this improv community. And we reshot that in June because it was like Jay says it, he's like, the movie was a B+ without that, without a reshoot. We wouldn't be winning any audience awards. We wouldn't be doing anything like this. That scene, fixing it, made it what it is today.
Hey, the nerd far away says, "Hail, Mr. Strassner. What's a good way to get a foot in the door of independent film?"
Create stuff, create short films, create, you know, and, you know, for me, the reason why Jay Duplass followed me was because I was putting out comedy videos every couple of days, truly. And when I saw that he followed me, I had already written this short and I had been kind of like thinking about how to get it going or whatever. And then when he did it, when he followed me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot here. But the only reason why he even noticed me was because I was putting myself out there. So I think the best way to get noticed is whatever you're doing. Like, even if you want to be a serious dramatic actor, you can do a short that takes place in your, like, in a small little one location place, or like, they do not pay in my opinion, don't pay $10,000, $12,000 to do a short film. You can make it for a lot less. And that's what I did. I made mine, I think, for like 2 or 3, and I used a friend's place and it was all one location. And, but yeah, make stuff so people know what you can do.
Brock Samsonite, in a world full of Christmas romances, what inspired you to write and make this one? And what do you hope sets you apart from the many other movies in this genre? It's a great Christmas movie. I fail to really say that. It's such a sweet, I think the score, the music, and the setting, it felt like Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, we got extremely lucky with Jordan Siegel, who's our composer. After Mark saw the first cut of this movie, he goes, "You realize, Jay, you've made a live action Charlie Brown and Michael Strassner's Charlie Brown going around the whole movie." And so Jay always knew he wanted Vince Guaraldi in the but he's like, that's going to cost so much money. We're never going to be able to do that. And so we put temp music in, and Jordan, when we got sent his stuff, I IMDb'd him, and he's the current pianist for the Peanuts TV show. So I was like, that's the guy we're going with for sure. And he was incredible. The album's actually on Spotify and wherever you can listen to stuff now. But I also think what separates this from a Christmas movie is it's really not just a Christmas. Like it's definitely got all the Christmas lights and the Christmas feeling and all that. But I also think it's a buddy comedy and a little bit of a rom-com, and it's a little bit of a heist movie. And it's also got some really great dramatic scenes and some really great comedic scenes. And it's really it's the movie that Jay and I have wanted to see these last couple of years and feel like we really haven't. And I feel like when people come to Jay and said, this feels like an 80s or 90s movie that it takes us back to that type of feeling.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see who the Hans Gruber character is.
Yeah. That's my mom.
It is rooted in reality. Just feels real, the situations. Let's so many questions, we're not going to get to them all, I'm sorry. But what was $8.24? What was behind the creation of the film's title, and was there always going to be an effort to tie the title so directly to the city, or is it set in, or was it more of a happy accident?
Well, I'm born and bred from Baltimore, and I would never, ever name a movie Baltimorons if I wasn't from there. Just because, I feel like growing up, I used to watch John Waters movies and Barry Levinson, and I would see my city and I would feel like, oh, wow, you can shoot a movie here. This is awesome. And I think there's been some wonderful television. The Wire is great, but it doesn't really paint Baltimore in the best light. And that's okay. That's a story and it's great. But I personally, I love that city so much, and I wanted to make sure it was seen in a beautiful light because in the recent years, it really hasn't. And so when we were writing this, yes, Baltimore can be a scary, dark place, but it also has so much eclectic people and so much beauty and so much Christmas. 34th Street has been going on there since I was a kid, but even before that, I think for the last 70 or 80 years, where the city of Baltimore pays, they pay in Hamden, they pay 34th Street, their electricity bill, and they have to sign if they get a new person to move in there that you'll put up these Christmas lights every single year. So if we were to light this movie that way, this movie's budget would be $1 million just in lighting. So we couldn't even get that. But, and this is also what Baltimore is. Jay backed this into my life, and he was like, I really would love to shoot this in Baltimore. And me and my producer, Dave Bonnet, who's also a Baltimore guy, we put together a list of places that we had for free. And some of those places were, Dave owned a tow lot and an auto body shop. And my biology teacher from high school was so sick and tired of teaching kids like me, he became a dentist. So we used his dental office. And this is the Baltimore spirit. Everybody said, yes, how can I help? And that is the city that I love and that I, grew up in. And I'm so proud that we made this little love letter to the city.
Let's see another question. Solomon Thornton, greetings, Sir Michael. What is a great way for a director to communicate with actors?
Oh, man. I mean, Jay would come up to us after takes and do this. So that's, I think, what as an actor I like to hear sometimes. But, I think just talk to them like human beings. Don't talk down to them, and same, Jay's, and then that just doesn't go just for acting. It's for every single position on the crew and cast. Treat everybody with respect and you'll get respect back, And, you know, I also just feel like when you're doing a project that has so much love, like surrounded in it, and people that, I mean, everybody there wanted to be there, you know, I think hire actors that want to be there, that are happy to be there too, because that's what I think makes the best type of movies or TV, is people just enjoying the company that are there. And I feel like, also, like, I'm always open. Like, if a director's not hearing what they want from me, I'm like, give me a line read. Like, I don't have an ego about it. You know, like, I want to make sure that your vision's coming across. So, you know, I think just always had that beginner mindset, even as a director, like, and also make it extremely collaborative. You know, Jay, throughout this whole entire experience, I have seen him take suggestions from everyone, you know, and some of them he's put in, some of them he hasn't, but he's always been open to it. And that's, I think, kind of the way to go.
Did you try to screw up to see how he would respond?
Sorry?
Did you try to screw up to see how he'd respond to that?
Nah, I don't think, I mean, I'm sure I did screw up and he just was kind about it. But nah, I mean, I'm trying to think if we just had, I mean, I don't know. This has just been like, it was literally the best time I've ever had on a set. And it comes from the top, truly.
One last question from Adelis24. You wore many hats on this project, from writer to lead actor to producer. Which role caused the most headaches, and which role do you feel your skills grew the most on the project?
I think I grew in all three of those, to be honest with you. So, you know, I think as a producer, I learned that the worst thing anyone's going to say to me is no. So you might as well ask. And that was extremely helpful. And that's also what it's kind of been like, even like just being your own producer for yourself. And like, you know, like the way we got on Rich Roll podcast, Jay and I just sent it because I knew a friend of a friend from Rich, and I was like, hey, you think we can get on this podcast? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, like we like, and again, it's just throwing that out there, like, stop being afraid of rejection. And I think maybe it's taken 13 years of a ton of rejection as an actor where I don't care anymore, just to take your shot. And I think my acting got better because I got to do something that was just all like me, you know, and it was in some of my lowest points, and being able to put that on the screen, it became extremely cathartic. And I'm just really proud of, like, I've never done drama, like I've never done dramatic acting to that level ever. And I'm most proud of that. Like, those are the scenes that I walk away with being like, yeah, those are my favorites. Because the comedy stuff's always great. I love it. But it's nice to clock into the dramatic as well. And lastly, writing, of course it got better because I got to write with somebody that is incredible at writing. So now when I'm writing something, you know, I'm constantly thinking about story, and I'm constantly thinking about writing full characters, and I'm constantly, you know, like, this happens, and so like it leads to this type of thing, and the push pull of each act, of each role, like having conflict in your scene, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think on everything, I personally hope that everything I do, I grow in all those things if given the opportunity again.
I have to ask though, but how did it improve your improv?
Oh, I got that was fun because, I mean, I realized I can improv as myself and not have to play a character with it. But also, it got better because I think my acting got better because I was listening so much more, you know. So that's always going to help with improv. I haven't really done improv in a little while on stage. I think the last time I did it was at UCB. But yeah, I mean, it's well, actually, never mind. I'm going to add, Jay does a different type of improv. He does goal-based improv, which means you know the scene.
Mhm.
I don't care what you say, but you know how to get out of it too. So do the scene and say whatever you need to say. And that's something that, again, I always went towards comedy improv. Goal-based improv, I found, is a very, like, still has humor, but it's like, you know, in a grounded sense, if that makes sense.
I want to let people know, go to Baltimoronsmovie.com for a list of theaters and link to get tickets. Baltimorons movie. There it is. Michael, thank you so much. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So much for coming to talk to us today. See this movie in a theater with a crowd. I did. They were howling. It's sweet. I think really we need comedies like this that work also on a deeper level. You know, and dare I say, life affirming, sweet. Walk out. You walk out with that good movie feeling where that's what I said. When I walked out, I'm like, I have that good movie feeling. I don't want to see another movie for a while. I'm going to keep this feeling. And it really had that. And the Peanuts, I mean, I felt it in the music. Just thank you for that. It comes out. This really feels like a project made with a lot of love. So
thank you, Chris. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. And also, we're doing a Q&A tonight in Chicago at the Music Box Theater, if anyone's in Chicago listening. And then tomorrow we've got some at AMC Century City in LA, if anyone wants the Q&As there as well.
That's great. Michael, congrats again on the film. Can't wait to see what you have next. Don't be a stranger. Come back to Film Threat. We love truly indie movies.
I want to come back as much as possible. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Take care, Michael. Thanks.
Christy and Alan.
Wasn't that great?
No, sorry, I had so many questions, and I'm like, okay, I'm just
gonna
cherry pick the good ones. And
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Let's see if we have more comments here. Oh, I didn't review. There's a movie I forgot to review. And thanks, Michael. Thanks, Matthew. They're in the background in our green room.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you later. We'll clip the interview. I'll send you links. Take care. Take care, Michael. God, such a great film. I had so much fun seeing it.
Okay. I'm seeing it this weekend.
Yeah, you can go to Santa. It's in the AMC at the Westfield Mall.
Yeah. No, it's playing in Orange out here. So
no, I'm saying the Q&A, live Q&A is at the Westfield Mall, AMC Santa Monica.
Yeah, I have a show tomorrow. So
let's talk about Downton Abbey, which is a show I never watched. I saw many commercials for, and I've had friends obsessed on social media with this show. It's a British period drama about all the residents of Downton Abbey.
It's the upstairs, downstairs. You know?
Yes, it follows everyone from the servants, the people surrounding, to the elites that live there. And I couldn't name a single character. And I know I can't spell Downton Abbey because it says Downtown Abbey on this. I gotta fix that. I knew that would happen. Every time I went to type it did it wrong. It was self-corrected.
By the way, tomorrow I'm going to Downton Disney.
Let's get it right. Downtown. What?
Downton.
Downtown. I'll fix it. Yeah. Here we go.
By the way, Lori, next time you get at Disneyland, go to Toonton.
Go to Downton. Go to Downton. I did see, now while I've not watched the series, I did see the movie, the original, the first Downton Abbey movie. This is Downton Abbey, the grand finale. And it focuses on the character of Mary, who is in a public scandal because she's getting divorced. It's set in the 1930s. So the Crawleys are grappling with the issue of divorced Mary. She does sleep with a man. Oh, everything's very much like stuff that would happen in a normal drama, in anything else. But I kind of love the fact that it's like the things that are today kind of not a big deal are scandalous in this world. Now, while I'm not a fan of the TV show, the movie is fine. It checks all the boxes that you would expect out of this period drama, from the costumes to tuxes and with top hats to the servant drama. There's a lot of, and I will say, I saw it with a crowd who knew the show clearly better than I did, because a minor character would come on screen and there'd be claps and applause for a minor character where I'm clueless. But it opens in theaters today. I think if you see it, I think maybe see the first Downton Abbey movie, which I thought, I did like the settings in this. They go to the races. They go to a lot of, they do a thing where they tour. They may be in financial ruin is one of the conflicts in the movie. And they have to go visit a place they may live. And Paul Giamatti is like their financial advisor. And they go to this place. It's an apartment. And it's like, you're living in a human sandwich because other people are living around you, which I laughed out loud. I think everybody laughed. It was really funny to see their dismay at having to live in a building where other people live. Like, so all the outrage over simple things like divorce and whatnot. It's, I found the humor in that, but British period dramas are not really my cup of tea. So I was mildly amused. There is a trailer for a film coming out. I believe it's called Fackham Hall or Farkham. Fackham Hall is the name of this movie. It is not out yet, but I saw the trailer. I'm trying to see if the trailer is on. It's actually from Jimmy Carr. I saw the trailer before Spinal Tap II. It's hilarious. Fackham Hall is a parody of British period dramas like Downton Abbey. That looks great. Downton Abbey is fine. If you like period dramas, you're not a fan of the show. If you aren't a fan of the show, you will love it. Nothing I say, good or bad, will stop you if you're a fan from going to see the grand finale. So, mild recommendation for fans of British period dramas. But Fackham Hall, just based on the trailer, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Downton Abbey to me is like a Tyler Perry movie. It's so white, I have no interest in seeing it.
Yes. Tyler Perry movies are very white. Downton Abbey is about the hood.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one I was thinking of.
And I like Downton Abbey. It's a soap opera, but fancy like. Yes, I actually got into it. I'm sorry to say I got into it. Best comedy of the year. And I want to say to Atomic Lori, I misspelled it on purpose. Oh,
my God.
I did that as kind of a bit. So there you go.
So
that's
so
going to wrap it up.
Better about herself now.
Yes, no.
Mope the
Atomic
entire
Lori's
weekend.
great. He's great. Hey, I will be on FNT later today, not the whole show, but for some of the show. I asked to be on because I want to talk about current events with friends, YouTube friends. So I will be on FNT today at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Join me there. I don't know what time is British time in the UK. What time?
I just know you guys are gonna get sucked into a Downton Abbey review.
I'm going to try to turn the conversation. So that's it for us today. We're back on Monday with Versus with the whole gang. Thank you to we're gonna say thank you to our mods, Lord Thoth, MK Solid. Thanks to everyone. Thank you also for, I know we had some asides. Not everyone likes when we devolve into current event conversation, but I couldn't not talk about it. It's weighing on us. So we mention it, then we move on, talk news, obviously talk movies. It may come up. It's an important event. I think a very important event, what happened to Charlie Kirk, and I'm sure it'll come up more on shows that have nothing to do with politics, because it's as important as, say, an RFK or MLK, how they met their end. It's that culturally significant. And thank you for allowing Alan and I to give some perspective and to share your thoughts as well. And thank you. I'm on very little sleep the last 2 days. So, but you know, as much as I may be affected, the family, I think about that, because I think about myself being, when I was 31 years old, the age that Charlie Kirk, when his life came at an end. I was also a young dad. I had a daughter and a son when I was 31. I was a young dad. One of the best times of my life were my kids were that single digit age, tiny, everything they do is a first time. Eating a strawberry, seeing an elephant, going to Disneyland, experiencing being on a merry-go-round with my son or daughter, holding them on that horse. And I think about what those kids have lost. So, and I think about my own son who just turned 31. He is 31 now. So that, knowing that about Charlie really, really hits. So that's all I'll say. I'll be on FNT. I'll be even more tired than I am now. Alan, any final thoughts before we
no, because I mean, you talked about your children. I think about his children. I mean, they're like what?
Yeah,
7?
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, they're just, you know, so young for them to not have a father and a great father.
Yes,
like Charlie was. That's the tragedy right there.
Yeah, I think about those kids and how what was taken from them, and what he really contributed to the conversation. Even if you didn't agree with him, that's okay to not agree with him, because I saw him countless times say respectfully disagree, make his point, and he allowed others to make their point. And that's what we need now more than ever. Thank you, Alan. Always loved. I look forward to doing the show with you. As much as I bust your balls, we bust each other's balls. Alan's doing these, I call them joke grenades. Alan will throw a joke out and I don't even hear it, but everyone else hears it but me, because I'm focused on what I'm doing.
Those are the best jokes.
Yeah. They're real. I don't realize it until after. But that's it.
Which reminds me, I'll be at the National Comedy Theater tomorrow at 7.
Yeah. You really got into it with Michael, which I knew you would. I think you're going to love that movie too. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
Alan,
definitely going to see it.
Alan, please say it.
Let's get out of here. Oh, what?